I know what you're asking. Why are we breaking down the Lakers? Didn't they just lose? Well, yes, but what they did to SGA is definitely worth diving into. This is probably my favorite play of the game. Marcus Smart guarding SGA the full distance of the court, and then right at half court, you can see him signaling to Ayton to come trap. They get the corral, they get the trap at half court, and then who comes out of nowhere but Father Time himself, LeBron James, rotating from the weak side to intercept this pass and dunk it on the other end. So yes, the Lakers might have lost, but what they did to SGA is pretty miraculous. 18 points, a season low, and 7 turnovers, a season high. So in this video, I want to break down exactly what the Lakers did to SGA, what the OKC Thunder did to adjust, and what we can maybe see moving forward in this series. And the first play right here, nothing really should surprise us. We got Marcus Smart glued to SGA in the corner, and that's going to be his first job. Stay attached, limit SGA's touches. So the Lakers are going to guard this 4-on-4. They're going to guard the double screen. They're going to get Ayton switched on to Chet. And let me give Ayton his flowers, because in isolation in this game, he really held up well. You can see right here, forcing a tough shot from Chet, and Marcus Smart comes out of nowhere to get the rebound. The very next play, you can see, again, Marcus Smart sprinting up to SGA to take him out of plays. And really, to start this game, the Thunder are saying, hey, we're comfortable exploring 4-on-4 if you're going to waste one of your defenders in the corner. That should hypothetically open up more space. But we can see, again, Reeves holds up this time well on Chet in isolation and forces the miss. So the Lakers come out in control of this game, get up 7-0, and now the Thunder are saying, all right, let's get SGA involved. In the first play, they try and run for him. They know he's being face guard, so they want to clear out a backdoor opportunity from him. And this is really good design from the Thunder. They're going to elevate their 2 players over here high up on the floor, so there's no one really from the Lakers who can help on this backdoor cut. Ayton doesn't have a lot of heat on the ball, so this is going to be a good pass. But somehow Marcus Smart, former Defensive Player of the Year, gets a deflection, gets a hand, makes SGA fumble that pass, and now we're in a post-up opportunity. SGA's first touch of the game, and what do the Lakers do? Well, no surprise, JJ Redick is going to send a trap. The coach who is most comfortable trapping in the NBA is JJ Redick, and you can see a lot of traps going to be coming in this game. Here, SGA in the post getting trapped by Reeves and Smart, and SGA actually does a good job. He fumbles the ball, but he stays controlled. He stays calm. He actually pivots to find Chet. LeBron has to rotate off Dort to guard the most dangerous player, which is Chet, around the basket. Chet finds Dort, and this is honestly a shot that the Lakers are going to be willing to live with, but Dort makes them pay early. And that's going to be the yin and yang of this game plan, right? We want to take the ball out of SGA's hands. We want to make the other players beat us, but are they going to be able to hit threes? And what we're going to see in these early clips is that answer is going to be yes early. Again, SGA in the post on Smart, and right away the Lakers are going to send a trap. Rui from the baseline. You can see everyone zoning up on the weak side as Rui comes to trap. SGA just gets the ball right out of his hands. Swing, swing. And the Lakers are really good at rotating out of their traps, as you can see here. They all have a man-on-man. But what's really hard is when you attack those rotations. And OKC does a good job this entire game of attacking the rotations out of the trap, not just settling for 3. So you can see Dort is going to drive Ayton's rotation, force the extra help, and now obviously Marcus Smart is hugged up against SGA, so all he can do here is really stunt at Chet and stay, and they're going to, again, live with these kind of shots. And if OKC can consistently make it, well, this is going to be a really hard game plan for the Lakers to execute, even if it's going to hold SGA down pat with only 18 points. Again, another play in the post, something OKC is being deliberate about early, playing through SGA in the post. And what do we see the Lakers do? Immediately send that weak side player to come over and preferably trap SGA. This is going to be the first time SGA really tries to foul bait here. Reeves has his hands on SGA, and you can see him just kind of sweep up through these, trying to get the foul call. He notices right now the ref has not blown the whistle, so instead of forcing up a shot, maybe he wasn't even He was just trying to get the whistle. He throws it away, and that's going to be his first turnover. Really uncharacteristic. He's probably expecting the foul. And although Reeves maybe could have been called for one, this is a deliberate game plan for sure by the Lakers. They do not want to foul SGA. You can see again here, Ayton not putting any hands on him. He gets hit in the body by SGA, but he's not going to swipe down. He's going to actually get pushed off course, so who knows what happened here. But SGA is going to fumble this ball again and turn it over, looking for a foul. So 2 early times looking for a foul actually turn into turnovers. And then this third one here, just putting them all together for you. He's going to look for another foul on Kennard, driving right into his body. Maybe this is a foul he gets in the regular season, but what I love here is in the regular season, you'd usually see guys reaching and guys having an arm, and now he's ripping up through those arms. Right now, Kennard's hands are right to his body, and that's why maybe they don't get the foul call here, and SGA forces up a bad shot, which is why part of the reason he only made 8 shots in this game and had 7 turnovers. But the other main reason for that is obviously the Lakers' game plan of trapping him. So you can see right here, even before anything happens, right? This isn't a post touch like they were in the beginning of this game. This isn't a ball screen. This is SGA just dribbling up the floor, and the Lakers send a trap just in isolation. You can see here, just getting the ball out of SGA's hands, again, attacking the rotation. And Rui does a great job here of, when you're coming out of a trap, you want to retreat to the weak side, right? Because everyone else should be flowing to the strong side. And that's where that open player is going to be. So great job by Reeves and Rui finding the matchups out of the rotation. Casey Wallace unable to get anything against Ayton. They flow into a late situation for SGA, 11 seconds actually, not too late. He's going to hit the short roll on Dort, kick out, and Chet's going to be unable again to make these mid-range shots pay. So that's what we want as the Lakers, right? We saw OKC hit some threes out of rotation, but now we've seen them miss some shots as well. And if we can keep the ball out of SGA's hands, can these other guys beat us? That's going to be the question that the Lakers are going to ask all series long. This time, a ball screen. And what do we expect the Lakers to do on a ball screen? Obviously, go trap it. They got Hayes and Smart trying to corral SGA. And another thing you can do if you're SGA is just try and beat these traps with speed. Now, we'll get into why this works and why this doesn't work for SGA throughout this game. But if you're a small player who's getting trapped, if you can just beat and turn the corner against the trap, that's going to be a great way to beat it, especially against a big who's maybe less mobile. Hayes does a great job of actually trying to corral SGA, forcing him really wide, riding him. You can see he's showing his hands to the ref. And now SGA knows he doesn't have the finish. Again, Hayes isn't reaching down, putting him in foul trouble. He's staying great wall up here. And SGA tries to throw it to where he thinks his teammate is on the wing, but instead it goes out of bounds. And that's going to be another turnover for SGA just in the first half alone. So what does OKC do in response to these traps? Well, the first counter they like to explore is just a simple guard-to-guard type action. You can see Isaiah Joe right here. They use it with Mitchell as well. They're just going to send a guard to come screen and pop, and they're going to have 3 players along the baseline so that any rotation is a far rotation, right? So this is a really far rotation to go get if we're trapping right here because those players are along the baseline. And then it almost looks like a zone because Smart wants to peel back to the pop, and now we have a bump and get back. We actually get a good block on the 3 by J-Dub, and the Lakers aren't able to get that 50-50 kind of ball. The Lakers are scrambling here. Smart gets beat by SGA. Hayes is there to corral him. You can see all players are really being sucked into SGA's gravity. SGA finds J-Dub for the second 3, and he makes the Lakers pay. And that's really the story for me in this game. Not so much SGA, but what the other guys were able to do. Here's the lineup data from the game. And you can see there are 2 lineups that OKC played without SGA while SGA was on the bench. There's 2 lineups that they played. And both of these lineups were top 3, 2 of the top 3 offensive lineups without SGA. How does that make sense? Your best player goes off the court, and these are 2 of the 3 best offensive lineups you have. Well, that's why the Lakers struggled so much. They limited SGA, but they weren't able to limit the other players, even when SGA wasn't on the floor. And we'll get to that a little bit later, some of those clips. But I want to harp on the traps that they really sent SGA's way. So here's another one. We saw this to start the breakdown, the half-court trap and the rotation by LeBron. Here's another one, another trap. Sideline out of bounds. Marcus Smart switches on the Caruso, and the moment Caruso vacates the cut to clear out space for SGA, Marcus Smart doesn't follow the cutter. He passes the cutter off to the help side rotation and then comes back to SGA to go trap him. Caruso actually does a great job of relocating the space so that the Lakers couldn't zone up everyone. And now we can see the Lakers rotate again. LeBron here. We have Reeves rotating to the weak side. Kennard zoning up the backside. And Smart on the weak side. But what do the OKC Thunder do a great job of? Not settling for these three, even though they've made them pay sometimes. They've made them pay, though, on the second scramble. So, again, driving the rotation, forcing the extra help. This time, Luke Kennard actually comes over, forces J-Dub into the Kyrie Irving finish, and forces him to miss. So, again, we're seeing success. We're seeing failures. This is kind of the yin-yang that you're balancing if you're J.J. Redick. Keep the ball out of SGA's hands and hope the other guys can't make you pay. Now, another thing about trapping SGA is it not only gets the ball out of his hands, but it changes how he plays the game. If we think to last year's finals, what do we imagine when we're watching SGA? We're imagining him in isolation with the floor spread, him getting into his one-on-one isolation bag with time, space, rhythm, patience. But when you are trapping him constantly, SGA has to make the decision to either be a facilitator completely or attack with speed. And you can see now here, again, he's going to try and turn the corner against LeBron like he did against Hayes. And again, it's not going to work out for him. Last time he tried to turn the corner against Hayes, he turned the ball over, trying to throw it to the wing. This time he tries to turn the corner against LeBron's trap and just unable to get the finish to go. Hey, this is the halfway point in the video, and I wanted to let you know about the Lockdown Academy, because if you're serious about defense, well, I've been studying it, I've been coaching it, I've been training it for over a decade, and the Lockdown Academy is my all-in-one platform for training and developing elite defenders. It has workout programs, film sessions, drills, progressions, and more. Everything you need to become an elite defender. So if you're serious about your defense and want to transform this offseason, well, check out the Lockdown Academy in the link below. Now, let's get back to the breakdown. So going into the second half, SGA hasn't been going, but the Thunder are maintaining control of this game. So what's the counter that Dagnall draws up? Well, they're going to actually go back to that two-man game, 3 along the baseline, but this time SGA setting the screen. So now they're going to get an early switch. And now either SGA has the decision to attack early, right, the mismatch, Reeves or whoever they want on him, or he can play hot potato against the trap. And those are shots that they're going to be able to get for Mitchell all day long. Now, can he make them? That's going to be the question the Lakers are going to be asking. Another play right afterwards, they're going to go to this same exact option. Obviously, something they want to do. Screen, switch, invite the trap. This time, Marcus Smart plays a little soccer and gets the kick ball. And you can see the Lakers automatically adjusting on the fly. LeBron being a lot more aggressive than the previous clip in rotating up even before this kick ball. He's going to rotate up aggressively here. So what's the counter that we want to expect from OKC if they are going to rotate as quickly as this? Well, that's one. Let's see. I'm going to move it up here so we can see it right away. The counter that we're going to see much later in the game, again, same action, SGA screen. They get the switch. They throw it in. They invite the trap. Now we got McCain spotting up here. We have a hard rotation to intercept or guard that pass back. And so now we would like to see that flash into the middle of the floor. Really make 1, 2, 3 offensive players and then 2 defensive players. So this is going to be a hard situation for Kennard because he's going to want to pinch to the high post. So now that throwback's going to be open. So this is the chess match that we're going to see all series long. How does OKC adjust and try and get easier looks against these SGA traps? Another counter we saw OKC use is one that we saw a lot in the Cleveland-Toronto series when James Harden was being face guarded by Toronto. Well, Harden started setting a lot of picks for Mobley to get downhill. And you can see the second half, right? This entire play, OKC was playing 4-on-4 because Smart was just face guarding SGA. And if you're the Lakers, this is what you're banking on, right? If they're playing 4-on-4, that's kind of the shots they're going to get. So what we just talked about, what did Harden do against the face guards? Exactly what SGA is going to do in this clip. He's actually going to screen his own man and seal off any switches, any help. So now the ball can get downhill off of him. You can see Reeves is trying to navigate this. So that's going to be another way they can generate open looks. Again, they just have to prove that they can hit them. This reminds me a lot of the Dallas series that OKC faced a couple years ago when the Dallas Mavericks just really packed the paint and allowed Luka to slow the game down, play at his rhythm, and really force OKC to go against a packed paint and hit threes from the outside. OKC a little bit in better position to make those threes this year with their roster, but that's going to be the same question the Lakers are going to be asking. Another thing to mention in the second half is the speed at which SGA is attacking in the half court. So again, he gets this pass and immediately he's not waiting for a trap. He's attacking the moment he catches the ball, trying to beat any trap, any corral the Lakers are sending to him. But just watch the attention, right? We have Smart coming the trap from behind. We have Rui protecting the paint with help side positioning. We have Reeves on him. So 3 people dedicated to SGA. He's going to take the pull up and miss it. But that's really the question SGA is going to have to ask himself too. We're talking a lot about the questions the Lakers and JJ Redick are going to have to ask. What is SGA willing to do in this series, right? Is he willing to be the facilitator, or is he going to attack early? And as we've seen, when he's attacking early, he's not converting the looks we would expect him to around the rim, which we've seen on his attacks on the trap and just there too. But this time, same kind of thing. He's going to catch and attack immediately before the trap can get to him. And you can see Marcus Smart is shading because he's expecting, you can see here, he's signaling with his hand, if you can see that, to come trap. The trap's a little late, and so he splits the pre-trap and gets downhill. Tough finish, but that's kind of what SGA is going to try and do in this second half. Attack early, attack before the defense is set. Again, here comes the trap. Let's split the trap. Let's continue to put pressure on the rim. Great job finding Chet on the lob. So if the Lakers can slow it down into the half-court setting and set up their traps and rotations, they're going to have a much better chance than SGA just getting downhill right away. You can see in this play, like, this is something you do not see a lot, even in the NBA, even at any level. Like, traps in semi-transition. They're trapping SGA in semi-transition. SGA just going to find the open man. Again, the Lakers are going to have to full rotate here. They do a great job of resetting their defense, but you rarely see in semi-transition a trap being sent because you're just trying to load back to the basket. This time, LeBron switches on to SGA on this little pin action here. And LeBron should probably get called for a foul, grabbing and holding SGA on the back cut. We're out of position on the weak side to help. And this should probably be a converted layup. But LeBron holding SGA forces a little fumbled of a pass. Rui comes over, contests the shot, forces a tough one, and SGA unable to make it. And you can see the frustration by SGA here, taking off something, throwing it off. Maybe LeBron ripped his little arm sleeve. And that frustration is going to mount to a level I've never really seen from SGA. Again, semi-transition, and the Lakers are still willing to send a trap at him. It's almost 3-on-2 here, and LeBron still comes over the trap, get the ball of SGA's hands, and SGA just, again, uncharacteristically throws it away. This is the play immediately after the LeBron hold. So maybe he's a little worried about LeBron running over like a freight train, fouling him, and he just tries to get rid of it. He almost looks spooked, to be honest with you, and that's the goal if you're a JJ Redick, right? Throw him off his game. Just going to throw in some other clips of SGA's turnovers before we wrap this up. And this one, again, uncharacteristic. We have a backdoor opportunity, just like we saw before, this time on Smart. Unlike the first play they ran for SGA, it's a crowded paint, so he's going to be cutting into a lot of traffic here. He gets the ball, he rises. Maybe he was expecting a foul call on Marcus Smart. He was trying to get Marcus Smart arm in that foul call. Because again, we're going to see SGA rise up for a shot. We're used to him taking and making, but he's just going to throw it away here to Dort, and it's going to surprise Dort and lead to another turnover. So uncharacteristic plays from SGA. The Lakers game plan has definitely thrown him off, but it's definitely not going to be enough as we watch another trap and turnover, the frustration continuing to mount. I wanted to throw this clip in just because it's gotten a lot of attention on social media of Marcus Smart using superhuman IQ to, he's not going to touch this ball because he knows it's going to be a backcourt violation. I don't know if that's exactly true. I mean, yes, it would have been a backcourt violation, but I don't know if he was waiting for SGA to catch it or not, or if he's tired or whatever. It's the bottom of the third here, but he does do a great job of wrapping it up, and somehow his hands are like steel and just stay glued to that ball, even though SGA is trying to just roll it off of him to pass it to Caruso up ahead. But the real story to this game for me is going to be what the Thunder were able to do when SGA wasn't on the court, because the Lakers could not make up any ground even when SGA was off the floor. And honestly, that can happen as a coach who's game planned against some of the best players. A lot of times when that player is out of the game, maybe your plan is working, maybe he's in foul trouble, maybe he's even injured, and now he's out, the Ewing effect, right, that Bill Simmons always talks about. Well, now your team either takes their pedal off the mat or they're a little rotorless and they don't exactly know. You can see here we're over helping without SGA on the floor, and now that's just going to lead to a McCain 3. And McCain really separated in the fourth quarter with some of these shots. And they just need a clearer game plan about who they're either taking away or what they're trying to do, because without SGA on the floor, it looked like the Lakers were just switching everything and packing the paint. And do you really need to pack the paint like that if you don't have SGA on the floor? Another reason the Lakers really struggled, especially in the second half, was these live ball turnovers that OKC just continued to make them pay. And as this game is getting away from them, we can see the mistakes start to mount. JJ Redick talked about in postgame some problems in execution, especially defensive game plan. This is clearly one of them. I understand the Lakers are probably just reeling right now, trying to overcompensate and trying to get something going, being down. But we have the trap on SGA. We have the weak side rotation, right? Beautiful rotation. But then on this kick out, we leave SGA to go to Dort, probably not on the game plan, right? Now SGA has it again. Now we're over-rotating to SGA because we didn't stay on SGA, so now we're giving up a McCain 3. So staying on SGA in those rotations, those are things they need to clean up. But this has been a beautiful chess match, and it's just been game one, and I'm excited to see the next moves that JJ Redick has, that Dagnall has, and this is going to be a fun series. I don't know how long it's going to be, but if they can keep holding SGA like they did, I know they still lost by 18 points, but this is going to be a fun series to watch, because we're watching two of the most creative coaches and some of the highest IQ players in the playoffs. So make sure to subscribe, as I'll be releasing content throughout the playoffs. And if you love defense, well, you've found the right place. As always, I'm Coach Mike with Lockdown Defense. Keep up the hard work.